It is a beautiful Sunday evening in Queens, New York for MLS Next Pro Soccer Match Day 22. New York City Football Club 2 back home to host Orlando City B here on MLSNextPro.com. We thank you for joining us. My name is Danny Wall. We are officially in the final 6 weeks of the regular season and looking at the table in the Eastern Conference. Crown Legacy FC officially clinching a spot in the playoffs. Meanwhile, Orlando City B currently standing at 5th in the Eastern Conference, and NYCFC 2 still has a chance to work their way in, currently sitting at 9th with 29 points. A win here today can put them above the playoff line. And also, as you see in the Western Conference, Colorado Rapids 2 has been leading the way in Austin FC 2 as a number 2 seed. As we are getting closer and closer to the playoffs, these matches are more and more crucial as we get closer to September. As we look at the starting 11 for both of these sides, NYCFC 2 is coming off of a tremendous 5-0 victory against Inter Miami, and they entered this match led by Matthew Dillamyers, who is now atop the leaderboard in the Golden Boot race, tied with Nick Firmino for Atlanta United 2, 13 goals on the season. Also, Jack Beer in the midfield. He's tied with 3 other players in Next Pro with 7 assists. That will be the 1-2 punch for NYCFC 2 to come out with a win. For Orlando City B, a tough loss, 5-4 against New England Revs 2 a couple of days ago, running a 4-4-2 formation. Now, even though Myers for NYCFC 2 is in the leaderboard at tied for first in Golden Boot race, Jack Lynn is tied for second with 12 goals on the year. He looks to lead the charge here for Orlando City B, especially after the last 2 matches overall just did not go the way that OCB wanted to, losing and kicks in the spot against Miami, then the loss against the Revs 2. Currently 85 degrees at the Belson Soccer Stadium at St. John's University. As we are moments away from kicking things off here on this Sunday evening, 85 degrees. Our head referee, Joshua Encarnacion, ARs Justin Lopez and Jessica Carnival, and our 4th official, Kenneth Rojas. NYCFC 2, 9-10-2 on the year with 29 points, 9th in the Eastern Conference. Orlando City B, 10-9-3 on the year, 5th in the East with 34 points. However, OCB wants to stay above the playoff line, needs to get a win here in the month of August. So far for OCB, losing in kicks from the spot, 5-3 to Inter Miami 2, and then the tough 5-4 loss to the Revs 2 just a couple of days ago. So both sides trying to have a quick turnaround here as we get ready for this Sunday night matchup for OCB, led by head coach Martin Perelman, and for NYCFC 2, head coach Matt Pilkington leading the way for both sides. For NYCFC 2, definitely bouncing back after the 2-0 loss to Philadelphia Union 2 with a 5-0 win themselves over into Miami. And we are underway inside Belson Soccer Stadium. The home side, NYCFC 2 in their home orange kits, OCB in their road whites. Our first foul right above the 18-yard box. And a man down for OCB. So already some chippiness here in the opening seconds, as Joshua Encarnacion, our head referee, settling things and getting things straightened out. It was John Solis that went down, and he'll take the free kick for OCB. Solis, and right into the hands of Alex Rando, the goalkeeper for NYCFC2. Rando making his 9th start on the year, a 2-3-5 record, as that ball rolls out of play. It's been a mix between Alex Rando and Alex Yagudiev in the goalkeeping spot between the pipes. The one unique thing head coach Matt Pilkington said is that we haven't had a moment this season where we've had both Rando and Yagudiev 100% at the same time. But it's been good that Yagudiev stepped up and Rando was out with an injury. Now Yagudiev has a minor injury and Rando is back in the mix. OCB still possession on the near side into the 18 yards. Or into the final third, rather. Solis on the near side wing. Back up to Moises Tablante. Tablante tripped up, and there's a foul. And Jonathan Jimenez going to be called for the foul. You see here Tablante. Stop-start motion and in the trip by Jimenez up front. Another free kick from a closer distance. Wilfredo Rivera, one of the midfielders in this 4-4-2 formation, will take the kick. Early chance for OCB to strike, similar how NYCFC2 did against Miami. Matthew Myers scoring in the first minute of play. OCB did the same. Oh, and look at this. Just already some more chippiness in the mix inside the 18. I mean, that just tells you how crucial these matches is as the season is winding down. By this time, by the end of this day, 6 weeks from now, we'll know who will contend for the playoffs in the East and Western Conference. Just one team has officially clinched the playoffs so far, and that was this afternoon with Crown Legacy FC in their 1-0 win over Birmingham. Rather, on the free kick, that is out of play. Good clearance. OCB just could not get it. 1-0 win for Crown Legacy over Huntsville, and giving Crown Legacy the first official playoff spot for this year. And it's going to be an interesting evening for soccer here in MLS Next Pro. One of 7 matches currently going on as we speak. And the tables in the East and Western Conference could change by the end of the night. Throw in for Orlando. Quickly taken back out of play. NYCFC2 will have it. Sent back to Rando. Now rotating around. Clevis Haxari up to Rio Hopegund. Intercepted by Orlando. Quick shot and goal! Shakur Muhammad off the takeaway, and it's 1-0 here in the 6th minute. See the pass intercepted, sent up to Muhammad, and a quick fire off the right foot in the back left corner. Muhammad has his 3rd goal of the season, and that's the spark that OCB needed to start. Orlando knew that this was going to be a battle, giving up 5 goals back on Wednesday night against New England Revolution 2. And for NYCFC 2 coming off a 5-0 lead, OCB and head coach Martin Perelman knew that, hey, we have to get off on a strong start if we want to compete and stay in contention for the playoffs. In moments like now, it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. And with Orlando City B having some tough matches in the last few weeks, got to be good for them to strike first. As play continues here in the first half in the 7th minute. The big question is now, how will Matt Pilkington's side respond? It was Matthew Myers who really just led the charge in that 5-0 win. Had a hat trick for the first time in his career. And that propelled Myers to 13 goals on the season, tied with Atlanta United 2's Nick Firmino for the Golden Boot. Hope gunned, and once again another takeaway from OCB. Rivera on the cross inside the box, almost had Jack Lynn, and it's cleared by NYCFC 2. On the break across midfield. Nice ball sent up. Inside the 18, bounced around. Myers has it in the box, on the cross and out of play. That has to be a pretty strong response from NYCFC 2 after giving up the first goal. First corner kick for NYCFC 2. Off the head and cleared by OCB. Almost recovered. No, OCB on the move. Rivera slides it up. Good ball to Muhammad. Muhammad at the wing, the cross. Inside the box, turning and firing. Good stop by NYC. Dangerous moments as Orlando regains possession in the final third. Solis in the box, and it's caught by Rando. Jack Lynn threatening inside. Possession saves with NYC. And the big thing that head coach Matt Pilkington said entering this game, he said, hey, we've struggled with the lack of consistency, and we're trying to get on that here, and it's seen it already happen with the 5-0 win over Inter Miami, wanting to carry that momentum here today, especially that NYCFC 2, 29 points outside the playoff line. There is a jumble of teams in the middle of the Eastern Conference that are within 4 to 5 points of each other. As NYCFC 2 in the final third, Hope gunned, sit in the box, looking for Matthew Dylan Myers, and good defense by OCB. Javier Otero, starting goalkeeper for Orlando, making his 19th start this season. Been the primary goalkeeper throughout the year, 9-6-3. Also signed a first-team contract last month. Otero directing traffic. Sails this one deep down the pitch. Just off for Lynn. And now sent up to Myers in the 18. Myers, cross is blocked. Abdi Salim with the deflection for OCB. That'll bring up a corner kick from the near side. John Dennis just sends it in to Jack Beer. And good defense near the end line. Orlando with the takeaway. And a good ball to Lynn. Correction, Rivera has it. Now Lynn shifts it far side. Imano Amaguer gets it back. Christian Medina. A good ball in the final third. Cleared out by NYC. Player down inside the 18-yard box. Now the trainer being called onto the pitch. Samuel Owusu is up but limping and goes back down. Starting left center back. And a pretty consistent piece in the back line, making his 18th start. You see here, Owusu gets tripped up after the ball gets slotted in. So the NYCFC 2 trainer will have a look with Owusu. And in this back line for NYCFC 2, it's been Owusu and Rio Hopegund that have been the two consistent pieces, and that's what Coach Matt Pilkington talked about, that consistency. It's part of a process. And he said that, hey, the players will learn from these moments of adversity. I mean, prior to the 5-0 win against Miami, the boys in blue, well, definitely the boys in orange tonight, 4-3 loss to Crown Legacy, 1-0 loss to Huntsville, and a 2-0 loss to Philadelphia Union 2. Trying to stay focused here on this stretch in game 2 of this 3-game and 7-day turnaround for the boys in orange. As play resumes, Moises Tablante finds Nabi Kibanguchi. OCB working through their back line. Rivera. Medina. Amaguer. Medina, Rivera, excuse me. It's too far. We're looking for Muhammad. Rando sails that one across midfield, headed by OCB. And a foul. Orlando will have possession. Near side to Blante. Rivera going back to the back line and Abdi Salim. Bad pass taken away by NYC. Oh, good ball, but intercepted. Amaguer going deep for Lynn. Off the head of Hopegund, and Rando's there to grab it. So Over 15 minutes in after Orlando with the takeaway and led opening goal by Muhammad. Both sides really trying to feel each other out. Orlando's already had 4 shots and 54% possession compared to the 1 that we've seen from NYCFC 2. Hope gun. Across the pitch, far side. It'll stay with NYCFC 2. Be a free kick after a foul by Orlando. See Owusu making his way back on the pitch with the off-field treatment rule. That'll be good having an extra man in the box for NYCFC 2. Service in the box and shot goal! Just like that, we are level at 1 in the 18th minute. What a service. That worked out. And right there, Matthew Dylan Myers, now the sole leader in the Golden Boot race. His 14th goal of the season. He is having a run similar to how Lionel Messi, when he came into Miami for the League's Cup, he just kept scoring game after game after game. And the same is going for Myers. 1-1 here in Queens. Now we're back level. Orlando working through their back line. Here comes the pressure from New York. Another shot and another goal! Wow! Jack Beer puts NYCFC 2 ahead. Well, that's who you want to step up in these moments. First it was the takeaway, and then the left foot, Beer, just with authority. Known for his facilitating, but also Beer had 3 goals entering the match and knocks in his 4th. How about that? Your leading goal scorer and facilitator both putting goals on the board here tonight. So we've seen 2 goals here this evening that have been scored off of takeaways in the final third. Good for the momentum of NYCFC 2. Here comes Muhammad for Orlando City B. Near the box, taken away. Good job by Piero Elias. And now NYC on the move. Oh, a good ball finding Jonathan Jimenez. Jimenez onside at the wing. Jimenez cuts in the box. In the arc and just off, was looking to send that ball to Myers. But how about this run of play by NYCFC 2, this momentum that they have in the last few possessions. Well, Coach Pilkington talked about how the team has had a lack of consistency. Well, I think these last 2 games have shown that NYCFC 2 can be aggressive and put goals on the board. 5-0 against Miami on Wednesday. 2-1 right now in the 21st minute against Orlando City B. And OCB trying to regain possession to find an equalizer. And Coach Pilkington talked about for Myers, he said he's worked really hard this year, been a great leader. And he said, this was earlier in the week after the loss against Philadelphia Union 2, he said, we're hoping to get him back scoring and get more clear opportunities. Well, Myers had a hat trick as that ball is once again cleared by New York City FC 2. A hat trick against Inter Miami, and now a goal here tonight against Orlando. 4 goals in the last 2 matches. And now NYCFC 2 on the move again. Bednarski sent that ball up. Or rather, Jimenez. Now Kibanguchi out of harm's way. Muhammad helping out. Oh, great slide. Got that ball out of Muhammad's foot. But look at this run that we saw here from Jimenez. I mean, just great ball movement. You can tell the momentum is now back on NYCFC 2's side. Hope gunned off the head, now back to Rando. And then Coach Pilkington also was talking about Myers getting back in rhythm and 4 goals in the last 2 games, but also how about for Jack Beer? He said that Beer has been consistently one of the top players and can play a variety of roles for the team. Well, he's tied with 3 other members in Next Pro with assists with 7 on the year. And that time, instead of the facilitator, he scores his 4th goal, Otero. The Kibanguchi. Here's Zakaria Taifi. A deep ball set up for Lynn. And Lynn won't get there in time. Sent to Rando and cleared. But still in the attacking third. Here's Jack Lynn. Shot was blocked. And there's a foul. Kibanguchi down for OCB. I mean, you have to wonder about the fatigue for both sides entering this match tonight, knowing that they both played just a couple of days ago. Orlando playing back on Thursday in that 5-4 matchup against the Revs 2. That ball sailed out of play. Otero setting up a goal kick. Has been a very vocal leader throughout the season. Even Coach Perelman mentioned that having his leadership saved us from against many teams this season. I mean, that's a big, crucial point of backline leadership. When you have your goalkeeper like Otero that can work well with guys like Abdi Salim, like Nabi Kibanguchi. I mean, you could even see it compared in the League's Cup for Inter Miami with Sergio Busquets, what having a member of the back line can add to leadership. NYC back to Rando. NYCFC 2 at the center circle. Hope gunned, sending that ball deep to Dennis. John Dennis at the wing, now inside the box on the cross, and that goes out of play. Corner kick coming up. pass in. How will New York execute this set piece high in the air and out of play? Now you hear the fans, the New York supporters counting down or counting up for every second that Javier Otero holds the ball, holds possession. You can tell that Otero is just trying to look for the right moment. Orlando's been working through their back line before they advance upward. Now near midfield. Oh, good ball to Lynn. Unfortunately, it'll be called offside. You can tell that the midfielders for OCB trying to find Jack Lynn. They were able to get some balls to Shaq Muhammad. The main thing about Lynn, I mean, Coach Perelman has said that he's been consistent all year long, and having that consistency is what they've been looking for. Been smart and coachable, and honestly has been amazing this season from the words of Coach Perelman. Whistle by the head referee, Joshua Encarnacion. NYC trying to throw it in quickly. Hope gun to Haxhari. Beer. Oh, just off. Elias could not hang on to the pass. Orlando Solis finding Tablante. Tablante at the wing. Back up to Solis. Medina. Still working through the midfield. Solis moving central, advancing up. Nowhere to go. Now turns. Solis. Oh, good defensive stop. Elias has it for NYCFC 2. Here comes the break. Dennis. Onside. In the 18. Dennis. Near the 6 and it's blocked. And out of play, it will be a corner kick for New York. It's been the counterattacks that's been working well throughout the first half from each side. Here you see a beautiful ball from Pierre Elias finding John Dennis. And Dennis making his way in the box, maybe looking for Myers on a cross. And the shot he took was easily deflected. Service inside, off the head, and out of play. Goal kick coming up for Otero. And correction, another corner kick coming up for NYCFC 2. Joshua Encarnacion saying that it was off of New York. Every corner kick has just been a simple pass inside play. Will New York do it again? Yes, they will. Beer to Dennis. Dennis. Oh, almost taken away, and it is. Great job on the clearance. And just see how aggressive it's been on the pitch. Christian Medina. I mean, it has been, as we said, aggressive here in the first half. 2-1 NYCFC 2. Shaq Muhammad scoring the first goal for Orlando in the 6th minute with the assist from Zakaria Taifi on that takeaway. Matthew Dylan Myers in the 17th minute levels the match with the assist from Samuel Owusu. Then right after, a minute after, Jack Beer with a takeaway and putting NYCFC 2 ahead 2-1. And what is a loaded match day 22 all throughout MLS Next Pro. Currently 8 matches going on as we speak. And you wonder with teams jumbled in together, some above the playoff line, some below the playoff line. By the end of the night, we could be looking at some new teams inside playoff contention. NYCFC 2 wants to be one of those teams. 29 points, but 9th in the East. OCB, 5th in the East with 34 points. So that's the separation right there between the two sides, as OCB Sablante couldn't keep it in play. And Sablante may get a yellow, and he does. Encarnacion does not like the fact that Tablante tried to get the other ball in play when Rio Hopegun for NYCFC 2 already had one to throw in. Orlando has played this couple of matches this season, down a man. So you have to be careful if you're OCB, Moises Tablante. Sent over for NYCFC 2, Jonathan Jimenez. Good ball to Jimenez in the final third. In the box, Jimenez across. Myers is there, second shot over the crossbar. I mean, look at this passing. It was Jimenez that got it first, finding Elias, and then a through ball to Jimenez on the cross. A foot was on it by Keeban Gucci, and then the fire by Myers. Otero has to be careful and gets that ball cleared just in time. But it's recovered by New York. Good ball by Beer. On the far side, cross inside the Myers. And that's going the Orlando's way. See Myers try to take a shot, but actually accidentally clipping Nabi Keeban-Gucci. And now Encarnacion calling for the trainers for Orlando. I mean, take a look here, the cross into the box. Myers gets it off the left foot, and as he gets his left foot up to prepare to shoot, his knee may have connected with Keeban-Gucci. Keeban-Gucci has been a consistent piece in the back line for Orlando City B. 21 matches, well now 22 of his 21st start. 4 goals on the year as well. He was one of the numerous players for OCB that scored a goal in that 5-4 loss a couple of days ago. So while we have a moment, an update from some scores around the league. In MLS Next Pro in the 73rd minute, Cincinnati FC Cincinnati 2, a 2-1 lead over Philadelphia Union 2. Inter Miami 2, a 1-0 lead over Chicago Fire 2 in the 34th minute. In the 31st, the Red Bulls 2 of New York 1-0 ahead of Columbus Crew 2. Scoreless 30 minutes in between the Houston Dynamo 2 and the Vancouver Whitecaps FC 2. Tied up 1-1 in the 34th minute between Minnesota United FC 2 and St. Louis City 2. Atlanta United 2 and New England Revolution 2 tied at 1 in the 34th. And Sporting Kansas City 2, a 3-0 lead over the Portland Timbers 2. So Keeban-Gucci limping his way off the pitch, and due to off-field treatment, he will stay off the pitch until ready to go for at least 3 minutes. Similar to earlier in the match for New York's Samuel Owusu. So it is a goal kick for Javier Otero as we resume play. Across midfield, now to play. Blante throws it in. And an easy foul. Rivera taken down by Elias. Medina will call off Rivera to the free kick. Medina try to get that one through. Taken away by New York. Jimenez cutting towards the middle. Final third. Jimenez! Oh, and a save by Otero. What confidence from Jonathan Jimenez. 21st start this season, has 5 goals and 4 assists. And that time, just couldn't get it past Otero. What a save. Starting to see the shots pick up from what we saw in the opening minutes of this half. Here's to Blante. Blante racing towards the end line, getting past Holtgun, the cross. Mohamed, can he keep it in play? No. And that's going to be a goal kick for Rando. And take a look at this collision after the cross that was set up. But first, you see Jimenez. It's a burst of speed, made his way through, taking advantage of Kibunguchi not being on the pitch. And then right after for Orlando City B, Tablante getting past Hope Gun. Then you see Tablante sliding into the wall. And then Mohamed just couldn't get there. Possession New York. On the far side, Dennis in the box. Dennis slides one through and Myers just off. New York would love to go up 2 goals before halftime. Corner kick coming. So here's the unique thing about these corners so far for New York. Rather to be a throw-in for Orlando, but when New York has had some corner kicks, it's just been service to Jack Beer. Takeaway by Elias. Inside the box, and once again, Myers couldn't get there. So far in the first half, New York City FC 2, 6 shots, 3 on target, and 5 of those 6 shots have been in the box, with goals scored by Matthew Dylan Myers and Jack Beer. Orlando City B, 4 shots, 2 on target, 2 inside the box, with that lead goal by Shakur Mohamed. It'll be a throw-in for New York. Jimenez instead will give it up to Hope Gun. Sorry. Send it over far side. Recovering Dennis and sent out by Orlando. Another throw in for NYCFC 2. Jack Beer to Hope Gun. Rio Hope Gun slots it out to Jimenez. High cross blocked. Give credit to NYCFC 2 for continuing to put pressure in the final third. However, Orlando has done a tremendous job in getting those balls out of harm's way. I mean, right now, OCB leads the possession battle, but NYCFC 2, whenever they can get some takeaways and make their way in, that's what's worked out the most. And both sides are even in passes into the final third. It seems like Orlando set to bring in their first reserve early here in the 41st minute. And Zakaria Taifi will be making his way off the pitch for Orlando City B. Alex Freeman will take over as the right back. So as soon as play resumes, Myers goes down. There's more chippiness. The physicality of this match has been a talking point overall. So Freeman could provide an extra spark, not just defensively, but offensively. Freeman with 4 goals and 2 assists this season. Free kick, Hope gunned, sends it over to Jimenez. Jimenez cutting central, passes over. Elias can't recover, and it's cleared by Orlando. Solis working past Hope gun. How did he get that ball behind him? What a play. Pinned around, sent back to Haxhari. Now he'll find Rando. Haxhari. Rando surveying the pitch. We should have a good bit of stoppage time due to the injuries and that we've seen throughout the first half with Owusu and Kibanguchi. Both have been able to make their way back on the pitch. Now here's Muhammad. Sends one up. Muhammad in the box. Muhammad fires. Almost had Lynn, and Rando falls on it. Continuing to get Jack Lynn involved. You see Muhammad, great run inside the box. I think Lynn may have gotten his foot on it. Just didn't work out right in front of Rando. Maybe another chance. Muhammad at the wing near the end line. Crosses it for Lynn, and that just rolls left. Out of play. Another close call. OCB still looking for the equalizer. New York on the throw-in to Blante, forcing a takeaway. Almost had it. Rivera wanted a foul. He won't get one. We play on. Hope gun recovers for New York. Owusu. Send it near side to Jimenez. Jimenez. Over to Elias. Owusu in the middle. Oh, a ball sent over almost to Steven Bednarski. Rivera couldn't get through the 2-man wall of New York. Elias working with Bednarski here. Elias sends one to Jimenez. Jimenez, the cross blocked and cleared by Orlando. How about this defense for Orlando City B? We do not want to be in more shootouts here late in the year. Owusu finds Jimenez. Oh, great job keeping that ball onside. Hope gunned. Haxhari back to Owusu. It's Christian McFarland. Inside. Now inside the box, and Otero runs over. We'll have 3 minutes of stoppage here in the first. And what has been mainly New York these last few possessions, trying to extend their lead. Can Orlando find another way to get into the final third? How can they keep Jacqueline involved? That ball stays in play. Kibanguchi. Solis. Solis near side to Blante. To Blante, the cross. Too far for Lynn. Headed by New York, out of play. That's going to be one of the conversations with head coach Martin Perelman. How do we get Jack Lynn more consistent looks? And a corner kick coming up for OCB. In the box and cleared by New York. Orlando, nobody home. Quick throw in by New York. Looking for one more run. Jimenez finds Rio Hopegun. Myers in the box. Jimenez fires the mag, but Otero falling on it for the save. Jonathan Jimenez has had some good looks. I mean, look at this pass sent back from Hopegun. Gets a touch and got it in between the legs of Keeban Gucci, but just didn't work out on the finish. So at least now for OCB, fighting with Bednarski for New York, it will be possession NYCFC 2. Steve-O Bednarski, his 20th game on the season, 16th start. In the center circle, Owusu too far on the pass. Recovered by Hopegun. Elias couldn't get there in time, but it was last touched by Orlando. Elias on the throw in. Myers at the wing. The cross. Oh, good clearance by Orlando. Dennis almost made it 3-1. Taken away by New York. Myers gets tripped up. Is that a foul? No. And that takes us to halftime. NYCFC 2 go to the locker room with a 2-1 lead. It was Orlando that struck first. Shakur Muhammad in the 6th minute with the assist by Zakaria Taifi. But NYCFC 2 answering back in the 17th minute. Matthew Myers with the assist by Samuel Owusu. And then a minute later, Jack Beer made it 2-1. Our score at the half, 2-1 NYCFC 2 over Orlando City B. Well, a few weeks ago in Salt Lake City, MLS Next Pro invited teams from leagues around the world to participate in the MLS Next Pro Invitational. Samara and Michelle recap the second year of this important event.
Greetings from the home of Real Monarchs in Salt Lake City, Utah. Tuesday night culminated the second ever MLS Next Pro Invitational. I'm Samara Perez, and Michelle and I are here to take you through the most impactful moments of the international competition.
In the home side's tournament opener, Real Monarchs took on Crystal Palace's U21 squad. Academy product and 16-year-old Owen Anderson scored the game winner to give Real Monarchs their first win of this year's tournament. It was also a pure example of the international experience young players receive by being given opportunities like the MLS Next Pro Invitational.
It means everything. It's definitely a dream come true, especially to score. It's definitely a great atmosphere to play into. So it's a great opportunity for especially kids like me who are younger and haven't gotten much time in the season. And it's a great opportunity for us to get time and show up in moments like that.
The experience was also something our league coaches considered beneficial in terms of strengthening their competitiveness, despite the friendly nature of the tournament. Whitecaps FC2 head coach Ricardo Clark touched on some of those benefits following their first appearance in the tournament.
This is a great opportunity to play an opponent, a European opponent, someone we're not used to seeing on a regular basis within the league, and that exposure is valuable in their development, right? So, yeah, we approached the game very seriously and very competitively, and I was proud of our group and how we we showed that on the field, and again, it was a very good game to be part of for me and for the group.
Another highlight of the tournament, the world-class facilities of the Real Salt Lake organization that were used by both the domestic and European teams alike and were praised highly by all that were involved with the tournament. The state-of-the-art training grounds, the versatility, and the all-in-one development site was lauded by both the English Premier League and Bundesliga academy clubs.
But to come out and play on this great stadium, it's good for the players as well. You know, we like to expose the players to play, you know, under floodlights and you know, have an atmosphere. So it's been good. And yesterday we had the privilege to watch Hoffenheim play yesterday against Colorado. So yeah, the hospitality's been brilliant as well, and yeah, Salt Lake's looked after us well.
Yeah, you have to look around. I think it's very nice that we get the possibility to play in this stadium. We are used to play on grass fields in Germany, especially in Hoffenheim. We have many of grass fields because the weather is not so hot or not so cold, and so it's fantastic for us to play here, to play on this ground. Yeah, so everything is nice.
Now, seeing the facilities up close and personal, you see how it provides an immersive place for these guys to grow both as players and as people.
The experiences and even the challenges that the MLS Next Pro Invitational provided are also critical for players who aspire to reach the world stage in the future.
Obviously, there's lots of challenges: the heat, the time zone differences, the training times as well. We're having to train early because of the heat. So, and there's a lot of dead time. But this is all the things that if you're going to become a top-class player, that you're going to have to experience yourself for. If you want to go and play in World Cups for your countries, then these are all the challenges that teams can fail on unless you experience them.
With another successful MLS Next Pro Invitational in the books, we thank our esteemed European guests for bringing their talents here to the States, and to the Real Monarchs organization for being exceptional hosts. We hope you enjoyed our coverage from right here in Utah. On behalf of Michelle Montaigne, I'm Samara Perez. Thank you for tuning in to the 2023 MLS Next Pro Invitational.
Now let's take a look back at some of the best player performances in MLS Next Pro as Michelle has the spotlight.
MLS Next Pro's Matchday 20 certainly brought the heat. I'm Michelle Montaigne with your MLS Next Pro players in the spotlight. Starting with your MLS Next Rising Star. If you guessed it was another Union 2 player, you would be correct. But this time it's a first-time honoree, Francis Westfield. He is the fourth Union 2 player to win the honor this season, and the defender stole the spotlight when he opened scoring for the Philly side with his first ever professional goal. It didn't hurt that his buddy, who's no stranger to the back of the net, Stefan Stojanovic, helped him out with the assist. Also notching a first in his career, Papa Ndoye, earning back-to-back hat tricks in Houston Dynamo 2's last two matches. He not only became the first player to earn consecutive game hat tricks in regular season history, he also becomes the first MLS Next Pro player to win back-to-back Player of the Matchday honors. But maybe more impressive, 2 of his 3 goals came just 3 minutes apart, and 2 of his 6 over the last 2 weeks were successfully converted kicks from the spot. Now, converting goals from a little bit further out, our goal of the Matchday honoree, New York Red Bulls 2's Ovante Mullings. After the ball was punched out by Revs 2 keeper Jacob Jackson, Mullings absorbed the ball off the rebound, took one tap, then curled it right past a wall of defenders and into the upper left-hand corner of the box, just as they drew it up. And rounding out our Matchday 20 honorees, your team of the Matchday, St. Louis City 2. Their offensive fireworks had City Park lit up. Their 4-0 win was led by John Klein's brace and supplemented by goals from Joaquin Nilsson and Juan Kazane. In the net, Eric Walker anchored a stout defense while earning his second clean sheet of the season. Congratulations to all of our honorees in this spotlight. Enjoy the doubleheader, Matchday 21 and 22 coming at you this week.
Match day 21 took place Wednesday and Thursday. Here are some of the highlights from the midweek.
Laguerre lifts it, top of the box, headed in! Goal! Cross for Miller, settles it, shot, goal! Leaves for Adebayo Smith, all alone, blocked, still loose, Panayotou finishes! Escobar lifts it. Top of the box, Boma touches it up, goal! Then Solis got a red card and left. And then in the second half, there's a goal for Orlando, down a man. Panayotou's made 10 MLS appearances this year with 2 starts. Scored in the first half, kicked up and in! Orlando suddenly back in this one.
And has put together some really good performances, including on the road. This is the group for Ibrahim Sakaya. Drew got the chance to play with the first team in Leagues Cup play as Sofo now blocks the clearance. Play back, and the shot blocked. Mosquera looking for the open goal. 23rd minute, first time strike for Shapiro Thompson. Directly off a TFC turnover. That's the difference right now. But an opportunity for TFC to tie it up. It's through Marcucci and in. Is brought down by the goal scorer Barrow. His cross played in on the far post, and what a goal! Clawing their way back in. They'd only had 2 shots on goal at that point throughout this game. And now they steal a victory on the road. TFC 2 make it 3 wins out of their last 4.
Well. Perpa charges in and gets it. Glasgow. Reynolds back in after the blood check. Nice tactic to let that roll through. Top of the box, shot, goal! Minute of stoppage time coming up. Into the box. Good angle and a goal. Glasgow curls it, headed up and in. Ostrom again. Schenfeld defends. The 2 fall. Ostrom centers, goal.
Not being able to hang on, so the keeping players on the field for this one as this ball served in, flicked on and off the post. An early opportunity off the service from John Dennis. Sunderland drops in to help build out. Back to Sunderland, turned over in a dangerous area. And a shot here, and that's 2 for Myers. MD Myers. He has the first half hat trick. So NYCFC hosting Orlando this weekend, then traveling to Chicago. A long layoff before a trip to FC Cincinnati. Has another shooting opportunity, and it'll be the 4th goal here. Of course, an expanded league, an expanded playoff roster, and a tougher league as Crown Legacy has come in, and Huntsville, both of them in playoff spots right now.
So as you see, a very busy match day 21 just a couple of days ago on Wednesday and Thursday. And as you saw, the highlights for both NYCFC 2 and Orlando City B's previous match, with NYCFC 2 a 5-0 win over Inter Miami 2, and Orlando City B that tough 5-4 loss to the New England Revolution 2. Well, here's the next couple of matchups in the next few days. NYCFC 2 will go on the road to face Chicago Fire FC 2, and Orlando City B, they won't have a matchup later on. They actually have a little bit of time before their next match, so an opportunity to rest and recover following this matchup against NYCFC 2. You see some other matches. Crown Legacy FC already clinching playoff contention. They'll face Inter Miami. Keep an eye out for Huntsville City in the Eastern Conference as well, trying to contend and get a playoff spot. And also in New England Refs 2, they'll face Toronto FC 2. But here in Queens, 2-1 at the half between New York City FC 2 and Orlando City B. And Orlando got things going. There you see that first shot that was saved by Alex Rando. John Solis on the attack. And then you see the takeaway here. Taifi sends it up to Muhammad in the 6th minute to put Orlando on the board 1-0. But it did not take long for New York to respond here on the service into the box from the free kick. Matthew Dylan Myers, a sole leading 14 goals on the season. Then a minute later, Jack Beer, who's tied with 3 other players in MLS Next Pro in assists, says, hey, I want a goal as well. Got the steal and the shot, making it 2-1 New York City FC 2, his 4th goal on the year. And then New York still wanted some more. Jonathan Jimenez had a couple of good runs and services into the box, but did not work out in Orlando City B. They lead this match in possession with 52%. You see the shots fairly even, shots on target, just a 1-shot advantage from New York. Also 5 corner kicks that we've seen from NYCFC 2, but the passing accuracy for Orlando has been exquisite at 80%. Just 1 yellow card in the match, that's on Moises Tablante that we saw in the first, and now both sides back on the pitch moments away from beginning the second half here at the Belson Soccer Stadium at St. John's University, as we are officially in the final 6 weeks of the regular season. Both teams trying to stay above the playoff line. Well, one staying above in Orlando City B, 5th in the East with 34 points, but NYC FC 2, 29 points, 9th in the East. That just tells you right there a 5-point differential from Orlando at 5 and New York at 9. There are still plenty of matches left to be played. No one is set in stone except for Crown Legacy FC within their 1-0 win against Huntsville City, officially clinching a playoff berth here with the playoffs here in October. We've already seen one substitution be made in the first half as Alex Freeman taking over at right back for Zakaria Taifi. We'll see who else makes their way in the mix for both sides. As the head referee, Joshua Encarnacion, making his way on the pitch, setting the ball down for New York. Both teams switching sides. New York will now go from right to left. Orlando left to right on your screen. And the second half is underway inside the Belson Soccer Stadium at St. John's University. The home side, New York City FC 2 in their alternative home orange kits. Orlando City B in their road whites. Danny Wall here on the call on this Sunday evening. How will Miami work their way through here in the second half? Already trying to go back to their main targets in Shakur Muhammad. Keep an eye out for Jack Lynn as well. He has 12 goals this year. There's a foul. Going down was Jonathan Jimenez for New York. So a yellow card given to John Solis.
Ladies and gentlemen, a yellow card caution has been issued in the 46th minute. Orlando's number 64, John Solis. Yellow card Orlando.
New York going through their back line. Clevis Haxhari. A deep ball down the pitch. Can Jimenez get there? No. Orlando sends it to Otero. Intercepted by New York. Orlando recovers again. Medina working with Kibanguchi. Now to Almaguer. Emerson Almaguer. And his 22nd start. There have been a couple of players that have been consistent for Orlando City B all year. Head coach Martin Perelman has talked about that consistency, but wants to see it on the pitch. OCB has had a pretty consistent unit throughout the season. And that could be why they've managed to stay above the playoff line this year, currently 5th in the East. Muhammad sends it back out in the final third for OCB. Tablante gets tripped up, and there's a foul. And a yellow card given to New York for the first time tonight. Gonna go on Rio, or rather Jimenez called for the yellow. And you see here, Jimenez was trying to work on Tablante, getting that takeaway, but ended up tripping him on the attempted tackle. So that's gonna be a free kick at a very good spot for Orlando. Can they capitalize here and find the equalizer? This is on the left side of the box, but more so down towards the end line. Like a shortened corner kick position. But will be used to loft one in the box. Instead, taking it back up atop of the box. Rotated over to Almaguer. Service inside. Pinned around. Shot. Blocked. Second effort. No. Great stop and effort from New York. Orlando still with it in the 18. Towards the end line. And nothing going. There's a cross inside off the head and out of play. How about this defensive stop by New York? I mean, a lot of looks inside the box. First one didn't work. The second time, unsuccessful. Abdi Salim was trying to put that one in. And you see Tablante down at the end line. Just how about the defense for NYCFC 2? I mean, head coach Matt Pilkington talked about how in the short turnaround, the training, the focus in training, they cover all aspects of the game as much as they can. They're very detailed in their approach. And the areas that we can improve on throughout is how we defend, block, and score. So you talk about defending, that right there, that sequence that we just saw when Orlando could not find the equalizer. Credit to New York City FC 2 and their training working on defense. It's really worked out for them this week. Clearance. And a foul. First 15 minutes of the second half, just like the first half, can be a filling out process from both sides. That's what we've seen really here in the start of the second in the 51st minute. A dummy free kick. They'll stay with the back line. Now Almaguer serves it inside the 18, sent out. Orlando recovering. Going back to Tablante. Far side, entering the final third. At the wing. That ball deflected high in the air. I mean, once again, NYCFC 2 has stepped up their defensive play. Orlando on the corner. At the edge to Blantes. Sends it in. Punched out. Great job by Rando. And now New York. Can they create a counter? Myers. Oh, nice ball Across midfield, finding Elias. Oh, this might be a good setup for Dennis, but an offside call. How about the counter for NYCFC 2? Working on defense in training, trying to put themselves ahead by 2. Here's Freeman for Orlando. Service in, deflected out to Freeman at the wing. Now in the box, Muhammad the cross. Almost had Lynn. And taken away by New York and cleared. Myers. Oh, intercepted by Orlando. Now New York. It's back and forth here. Both teams really want the ball. Otero runs up for Orlando. Now OCB slowing things down. Lynn. Can he get the turnover, excuse me. Couldn't force it. But Salim has it for OCB. Into the final third. Oh, good service in, finding Rivera. No foul. Almaguer, one-on-one, goes wide. Muhammad with Freeman. Freeman entering. Freeman slides one over. Rivera, no foul, but he's down. Won't be a penalty. We play on. New York on the break. Jack Beer. Oh, good ball. Myers has an opening. Myers, no. Great job at the end by Imasol Almaguer. Imano Almaguer at the last second sliding in, preventing Myers. I mean, look at this. That's a beautiful ball by Beer. And you see Myers turning near the corner, trying to send it in to John Dennis. But Almaguer, great job on a corner kick for NYCFC 2. On the corner kick. And in! 3-1 New York City FC 2. And the first time New York goes for an actual corner kick, it results in a goal. A beautiful setup, and the result and they're saying it's a goal for Myers. So how about that? So it is confirmed. Matthew Dylan Myers has a brace, and the run continues over the last 2 matches, now 5 goals. The Golden Boot race has been really, I don't want to say one-sided, but it's really been down to just 2 players, and that's Jack Lynn for Orlando City B and Nick Firmino. Meanwhile, New York looking for another chance, inside and offside. Myers now has 15 goals on the year. And if we're staying on pace to what's going on for Atlanta United 2, as Orlando has it in the final third. On the far side in the 18. Now towards the end line. Try to go to Lynn, and it's cleared Almaguer recovers. Now here comes New York. Another break. This time Dennis. Final third. Dennis shoots and is blocked. And cleared by OCB. What a sequence we have seen from both sides. With the update for Atlanta United 2, Firmino has not scored, so Myers now has the sole lead with 15 goals. Can Orlando put it back within one? Muhammad, no foul. He wanted the penalty, we won't get one. Another counter for NYCFC 2. Myers, good ball to Dennis. Dennis, near side in the box. One-on-one, Dennis the cross, misses Myers. Jimenez, he shoots, just off. And good clearance out of play by OCB, a corner kick. So many close looks for OCB, or rather for NYCFC 2. First it was Dennis, he missed, goes to Jimenez, and then Dennis tries to get it back, but at the last second, the defender for OCB gets it out of play. Another corner kick. The last one they had, Myers records a brace. And this time, Orlando clears it. Stevo Bednarski going back to Alex Rando, the goalkeeper. Here comes the pressure from Orlando. McFarland goes to Dennis. Dennis cutting back inside. Myers, good touchback. Jimenez entering the 18. Oh, and just off right at the end for Dennis. Definitely feel a new wave of confidence for NYCFC 2 here in the 60th minute. Knowing what's at stake, a chance to work your way up in the table in the Eastern Conference to get above the playoff line. Another corner kick and cleared again. It's still in the box. Orlando off the head. Still fighting for possession. Taken away by OCB. New York has numbers. Orlando may have a chance, but offside. New York on the move. Jimenez again. Oh, nice ball, but just missing Dennis. Take a look at this again. The front line for New York has been working. Myers making it 3-1, his second goal of the night, now 15th on the season. And John Dennis and Jonathan Jimenez working together. Now Orlando just missing. Beer had a great look inside the 6, but is punched out by Otero. Correction, punched out by Orlando. Another chance for Orlando. Muhammad finding Lynn, and that will roll in for a goal. It is a one-goal game. Jack Lynn finds his 13th goal of the season, and it's back to 1. You see here Muhammad on the assists, and just that touch by Lynn as it rolls into the back left of the net. Orlando City B down but not out. 3-2 here in the 62nd minute, entering the 63rd.
Number 27, Jack Lynn. Lynn, Orlando.
Dennis has 2 Orlando players on him, sends it out. This is a great match for the head coaches, Matt Pilkington for New York and Martin Perelman for Orlando. I mean, all the top players that have led the way this season have stepped up tonight, from Matthew Dillon Myers and Jack Beer for New York to Jack Lynn and Shaq Muhammad for Orlando City B. Elias at the end line, keeps it in. McFarland up to Beer. Elias in the 18 and offside. Reserves starting to make their way in. Franco Perez will check in for Rivera, one of the 4 midfielders in this 4-4-2 formation. No reserves yet for NYCFC 2. Can Orlando level the match? In the box, at the end line, couldn't get there in time.
Coming around the 46, Franco Perez, who replaces number 32, Alfredo Rivera. That is Perez in for Rivera. Orlando.
This has been a great showing here on match day 22 for MLS Next Pro. Otero picks it up. I mean, there have been numerous players in this league that have excelled on the second teams and have been able to take that opportunity to excel on the first team. Mentioned Nick Firmino for Atlanta United too. Well, he had that opportunity earlier in the season, being able to get his first MLS goal for Atlanta United, an equalizer against FC Cincinnati. And even right now in the League's Cup, I mean, for Inter Miami and Benjamin Cremassi, the 18-year-old, a first-team member that's playing with his idols right now, Lionel Messi and Sergio Busquets, and getting tremendous leadership from guys like Josef Martinez and Robert Taylor. I mean, when you have an 18-year-old that gets to play with seasoned veterans, it just extremely helps out the player in his development. And even other players throughout MLS Next Pro that go to the first team level, they can bring that knowledge and experience back on the second team level and excel for their sides. You hope that that opportunity happens for Matthew Dillon Myers for an NYCFC at some point, maybe even the same for Jack Beer as they continue to develop their careers. And even for Orlando, I mean, you're looking at Jack Lynn and Shaq Muhammad, 2 forwards that have had the 2 goals for Orlando tonight. It's only a matter of time before the Orlando City first team calls them up and gives them a chance. That's what this Next Pro League is all about. Service in the box. Cleared out by New York. Orlando still with it to Blante. Up to Solis. Almaguer. Almaguer. The cross is just off for Lynn. Along with the players that have this opportunity to learn from the first team level and to bring it back to the second team, the fan base for the Next Pro teams have been incredible. I mean, you got to look back for St. Louis City just a week ago for match day 20. Had a record 10,000 fans at City Park in their 4-0 win against the Real Monarchs of Salt Lake. And then you realize that a new team is going to enter the fold in the MLS Next Pro in 2024. With the announcement of Carolina Core in High Point, North Carolina, as that ball once again is cleared by NYCFC 2. The announcement was made that an MLS legend, Amado Guevara, was named the assistant coach. Former MLS MVP joining head coach Roy Lassiter. Good ball, but good clearance, and a stop by OCB. Across midfield, 68th minute, down 3-2. Excellent run in the final third. In the box, and at the last moment, clearance from New York. John Dennis. Send it up on the cross. And once again, Salim with the slide. Corner kick, NYCFC 2. These last few corner kicks have been serviced in the box. This one strong and brought down by Otero. Javier Otero has been challenged a lot in this match, especially in New York, switching up their decisions on corner kicks, on their set pieces. Rather, it's just been a simple pass in to Jack Beer. Now, going with these crosses inside. That's how Myers scored his second goal and made it 3-1. Patience from Orlando. Almaguer. Oh, goes to Muhammad. Here's a shot inside the box. And out of play. On the far side, still in the final third. Almaguer. Inside, was looking for Freeman, out of play. That's the one unique thing about Orlando City B. Even though they're in a 4-4-2 formation, the back line has a couple of players that can take some shots, and the same with the midline. I mean, Alex Freeman's had some goals this season. Moises Tablante scored a goal just a couple of weeks ago for OCB. Nabi Kibanguchi still in this match as well. Salim over to Kibanguchi. Oh, good ball. But getting there in time. There's a foul. All roads lead to the MLS Next Pro Cup that will take place on October 22nd. Going to be a fun month when the season ends in 6 weeks. Great job defensively for Orlando. That's been the big thing that stepped up in these last few possessions. After closing it in, making it a one-goal game again off the foot of Jack Lynn, the defense has really elevated. Now can Orlando City B find another offensive strike? Ooh, what a mag by Elias. And now Elias sends it out to McFarland. McFarland, the cross. Myers, can he get it? Yes. Sends over to Jimenez. Jimenez is blocked. Towards the end line, Kibanguchi, what defense. That would have been an incredible finish if New York would have finished with a goal. I mean, the Meg by Piero Elias, and then finding McFarland on the cross, looking for Matthew Myers. Now Freeman for Orlando. Thought about advancing, going to Almaguer. Passing the center circle. Ball just missing. Takeaway by New York. Here comes the pressure. Wusu. And a foul. Clevis Hexhari went down for New York. We could see some reserves start to make their way in for NYCFC 2. It will be their first of the match. So with our first reserve, it'll be Ronald Arevalo. Will come in for Jonathan Jimenez as the right wing. Jimenez had some solid runs in this match. And now Coach Pilkington electing to bring in some fresh legs here. Deep pass in the box, and Otero's there. Entering the final 15 minutes of this match, Orlando has had some good looks in the final third, and the same can be said for NYCFC 2. The boys in orange, wearing their alternative orange home kits, have executed some really solid corners and were resilient after giving up the first goal by Muhammad in the 6th minute. Back-to-back goals in the 17th and 18th by Matthew Dylan Myers and Jack Beer. Service in, off the head, and cleared again by New York, but off a teammate. Sent back in by Orlando. And out of play. Another throw in for Orlando. Almaguer. And out of play. So new man is in for OCB. Moises Tablante done for the night. Fabian Loyola is in at the left back. Freeman. And there's the foul. And you can definitely tell emotions getting high in this one-goal matchup. 3-2 here at the Belson Soccer Stadium at St. John's University in Queens, New York. It was 2-1 at the half for New York, and then it was 3-1 off the brace from Myers. But Jack Lynn finding the back of the net on a simple touch. This is a free kick here for Almaguer in the 77th minute. You see Encarnacion, our head official, having a word with New York, making sure it doesn't get past that line. And now you see the chippiness inside the box. Even though it's good field positioning, this is going to be a tough free kick for Orlando City B. Almaguer off the head of New York. Orlando still has it. Loyola rotating it over and now going to the back line. Perez advances it. NYCFC 2 turning, and there's a foul and the yellow card. And you see here again, that push by Christian Medina. Now the trainer making his way on the pitch. Arevalo, as soon as he came in, the only reserve for New York here tonight. Couple of updates while we have a moment with the 7 other matches taking place in MLS Next Pro right now. Currently tied at 2 between Chicago Fire 2 and Miami 2. A 5-0 lead for the New York Red Bulls 2 over Columbus Crew. Scoreless through 70-plus minutes between Houston and Vancouver. A 2-2 tie between Minnesota and St. Louis in the 81st minute. New England a 2-1 lead in the 76th minute over Atlanta United 2. It is currently halftime in Kansas City. Sporting Kansas City 2, a 3-0 lead over the Portland Timbers 2. In the other match that took place earlier that was completed at the start of this one, FC Cincinnati 2, a 2-1 victory over the Philadelphia Union 2. And we also mentioned that Crown Legacy FC, the first team to punch their ticket to the MLS Next Pro playoffs, a 1-0 win this afternoon over Huntsville City FC. Set to enter the 80th minute. As play resumes here in Queens. Can New York hang on to this lead and win back-to-back home matches, fresh off a 5-0 win over Inter Miami 2 on Wednesday night? Still possession, New York. Orlando putting the press on. Hard collision, no foul. OCB has a chance in the final third. Goal! Level at 3. What a run. It is Jack Lynn. I mean, this is a beautiful setup and the shot in the back right corner of the net. And there is new life for Orlando City B. Lynn has a brace as well tonight. Well, it seems like both strikers, and Jack Lynn for Orlando City B and Matthew Dylan Myers for New York City FC 2, really wants that golden boot, have amped it up, especially for Myers. 5 goals in the last 2 matches now, but Lynn finally getting the brace. 14 goals on the year. They're going to be the new 1 and 2 following tonight, as we updated y'all with the matchup between Atlanta United 2 and New England Revolution 2. Nick Firmino has yet to score. Foul called, rather offside, and it'll go back to New York. 82nd minute. These next few moments are crucial. Taken away by Orlando City B. The momentum now shifting. And you see the shots on target. I mean, this shows that both sides have been fairly effective. New York 3 for 7, Orlando 3 for 6. Tried to serve that one in, looking for Muhammad. Loyola couldn't hang on. Take away New York. Benarski. McFarland gets it right back. McFarland, good ball to Elias, and it's cleared by Orlando. Possession OCB, wasting no time, there's a foul. And Myers was trying to steal it quickly and thought it was possession New York. Almost taken away. Benarski recovers. Haxhari to Hope Gun. On the far side, Arevalo. Possession stays with NYCFC 2. In the corner, and a corner kick. Instead of throw in, pressure there in the corner across the end line. The main thing for the New York supporters that has still their possession. 84th minute. Dennis was trying to turn. And now it goes to Orlando. How will each side finish here? We've already seen some last-minute goals throughout the match day, especially yesterday between Real Monarchs and North Texas SC. The Monarchs were down 2-1 in the stoppage time, but a free kick would level the match. Rather, it was 1-0, and then Elijah Paul leveled it for the Monarchs in stoppage. And then the Monarchs would win 4-2 in kicks from the mark. Oh, good takeaway by McFarland. Heading into the box, the cross! Intercepted, running in, and out of play. Close call, but it's a beautiful cross that almost had Myers. And you see another man for New York running in. Just did not work out that time. It will be a corner kick for NYCFC 2 entering the 85th minute. And now entering the 86th, here's the corner. Headed by Orlando, recovered by New York. Elias to the corner. And a whistle to make it possession OCB. Defense is picked up for NYCFC 2. Here's Freeman for Orlando. He gets tripped up and fouled. Orlando going far side. Final third. Taken away by Orlando. Orlando recovers. Inside the 18, deflected out of play. Orlando has it again. Trying to go central, no foul. In the box, Muhammad. He gets tripped up. No foul again. Cleared by New York. Two reserves set to make their way in for NYCFC 2. More fresh legs, and Coach Pilkington bringing in his certain guys. It just goes to kicks from the mark. Medina. Inside the box, on the cross, Muhammad fires, got it! Shaq Muhammad puts Orlando up 4-3, finds the back right corner. What a sequence for Orlando City B. That ball just got onside, and a great pass at the penalty spot for Shakur Muhammad. He scored the first goal for Orlando City B in the 6th minute, and now scores the go-ahead goal here in the 88th. Make it the 87th minute, but both forwards for OCB, Jack Lynn and now Shakur Muhammad, have braces here in New York City. And that may have been the gut punch to NYCFC 2. There's still some time. It'll also be unique to see how much stoppage time we have. So Bednarski going near side was too far as the reserves check it in for New York. Maximo Carzo, the young 15-year-old, the youngest signing in MLS history. He takes over for Jack Beer. And also Jonathan Shore in for the first time as well. So John Dennis done for the night as well with Shore in. Can these players provide a spark and send this to kicks from the mark? 4-3 Orlando. Quick throw in by New York. In the 90th minute, possession Orlando City B. Going back to midfield, trying to open the field up. Owusu at center circle. Now advances. Elias turning, going wide. We're gonna have 5 minutes of stoppage inside the box, a chance to tie it up, and what a save at the last moment by Orlando City B, putting his body on the line and flipping over the signs. And now the trainers are going to make their way out. And that was a great save. Scary moment. Talk about putting your body on the line. One more look at what transpired on that stop. What resiliency from Orlando City B here in these final moments as we're now in stoppage time. We'll have 5 minutes, but will likely be added more. So it will be a corner kick for New York. after that stop. So Elias on the corner for New York, and once again cleared by Orlando. And once again, Orlando, great clearance. And we know that now that was Jorge Almaguer that made that stop for Orlando City B. Here comes the counterattack. Intercepted and recovered by NYCFC 2. At midfield, McFarland finds Myers. Myers in the box. Myers slides it over to Elias, and once again cleared out by OCB. On the far side, the service in the box blocked. It'll stay with New York. Time winding down. Intercepted. Here comes Orlando on the break. And that ball way ahead. And now Rando recovers. Finds Owusu. Owusu tried to go through the middle. Off the head of Alex Freeman. Hexhari, a deep ball serviced inside the box, and it's cleared by Orlando. Owusu will try again. And this time Otero running in to make the save. And that is a big save by OCB's goalkeeper. Deep ball all the way back. Owusu heads to Rando. Rando rolls it out. Final moments, final chance for NYCFC 2. Shore to McFarland. One-on-one. Elias cutting central. Oh, missed shot opportunity. And now Orlando taking advantage. 2-on-2, maybe 2-on-1 with numbers. Can Muhammad get a hat trick? Inside, Muhammad stops, starts, fires, is blocked, and cleared. Offside. What a sequence for Orlando. The second half spark. And this is a great run. Literally 2-on-1, and Muhammad, instead of shooting with his right foot, tried to take it back, having a defender behind him. But nonetheless, that last run, that confidence from Orlando City B may be what seals the deal here in Queens. Ball sent deep in the final third, cleared by New York. A deep ball by Shore. Finds Arevalo. Arevalo. Elias. No foul. Now there is one. Is he in the box? It's a free kick nonetheless. Oh, man. Let's see where this foul gets called. And you see that right foot by Piero Elias was right outside the box. So this is a free kick for NYCFC 2, not a penalty. This would be to tie the match at 4 and to send it to kicks from the mark. Jonathan Shore hanging around Clevis Hexhari on who's going to take this free kick. The crucial shot, it will not be Myers. He's on the left side of your screen. the big moment. Also, Maximo Carzo, the 15-year-old, in the mix as well. Last chance for New York City FC 2. In stoppage time, down 4-3. Here we go. It's a dummy, and Carzo misses! And with that, Orlando wins the match 4-3 at full time. Down 2-1 at halftime and 3-1 early. 3 straight goals, 2 from Jack Lynn, and then Shakur Muhammad with the game-winning goal, and he is our man of the match, brought to you by Adidas. It was Muhammad who scored the first goal of the match in the 6th minute and scores the last goal of the match in the 87th with the assist from Franco Perez. Tonight's man of the match is Shakur Muhammad of Orlando City B and is presented by Adidas. With the win, Orlando advances to 11-9-3, 37 points, a loss for NYCFC 2, now 9-11-2. As Orlando, after a tough shootout loss to the New England Revolution 2, they win tonight in Queens 4-3 over NYCFC 2. For our entire MLS Next Pro broadcast crew, I'm Danny Wall. Once again, our final score, 4-3 Orlando City B. We'll see you next time on MLSNextPro.com.
This copyrighted broadcast of MLS Next Pro may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcasted without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.